Hello and welcome to my channel. It's the Network Specialist. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. All commentary is alleged and, in my very own opinion, used for entertainment purposes only. Today I will be doing a recap of Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 4, Flannels and Fake Apologies. Now let's get into it. Hey, Mama Bees. Thank you so much for being here, sis. So, the ladies arrive at the Westgate River Ranch and are greeted by with a warm welcome by the staff. And not all of the ladies, are pleased to vacation at a ranch. Some of these ladies are prissy, so this is not quite their thing. But however, they're going to be a good sport about it and, move right along. So they are each given a purple scarf, which is to signify unity. So most of the ladies place the scarf on their arm, some place it around their neck, but this purple scarf is supposed to signify unity. Good luck with that. So then they sit down for dinner immediately after they get to the ranch, and somehow Sweet Tea initiates a conversation about sex, and the ladies share their experience about losing their virginity. You know, so nothing to hear there. So Phaedra tells the group of ladies that she would like this group to turn the page. Life is too short to keep fighting the same battle. And she said that's why the what do you call it? The backside mirror or whatever the case may be is small because you're not looking towards. Okay. Please like the video as you come in, please, and thank you. So she wanted to affirm what they wanted this week to be about, which is healing. And the look on Dr. Jackie's face said it all. So it sounds good, but we all know that's not going to happen. Okay. Been there, done that with these ladies. So then Toya chimed in to say that they have been around Phaedra for over a year, and she doesn't feel like, Phaedra shares enough. So Phaedra replied, "What do you want to know?" And she asked Phaedra what makes her tick. And Phaedra then responded and said, nothing really. So Toya went on to say, "You brought us on this girls' trip for us to open up. When are you going to open up?" Now, I want to know, whether you're in the chat or if you're watching the replay, you can leave some comments, um, after the video. I want to know, do you guys think Toya is being nosy and messy, or does she have a valid point when she says that Phaedra is fake AF and likes to keep everything on the surface? Let me know your guys' thoughts about that. I personally have mixed feelings. I definitely don't like Toya's approach, but the network, allowed Phaedra on this show. So obviously, they don't have a problem with the way that, she appears on the show. So maybe she just doesn't have a lot in common with these ladies, which is why I am glad that she's leaving this show because she doesn't fit in. And for some reason, Toya is the only one who is trying to be nosy. All of the other ladies seem to have a, pretty good relationship with Phaedra, but it's only, Toya that is constantly trying to be nosy. She approached Apollo and was asking Apollo personal questions, even though, that's OT. Like Apollo and Phaedra, has been divorced for so long, and he's actually married to somebody else. And she went so far as to ask Apollo questions about an incident that he had that was on social media about him having a side chick. And I really think that's a little bit too much. Like, stay out of my business. Stop talking to my exes. Don't talk to my children. Don't talk to my family. Just leave me the hell alone, Toya. And Mama B says, I think she has a valid point. Phaedra didn't give much on the show. Okay. Okay. So that's some great feedback, Mama Bees, because I do have mixed feelings about it. So I'm glad to get your feedback as well. But I also feel like if the executives, and the other cast members don't seem to have an issue, like, why do you, Toya? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I feel like Toya is a little jealous and maybe even intimidated by Phaedra because obviously Phaedra don't need a man. She's very successful. You know what I'm saying? So her finances don't depend on a man. However, Toya, you know what I'm saying? Her husband is the breadwinner in the family. And, Toya plays a lot of tennis. I haven't heard anything about her wine, business or whatever the case may be. I haven't heard not one thing about, her being an entrepreneur, doing her wine thing. I'm not saying that she's not doing it. I just haven't heard anything about it on these past 4 episodes. So I'm going to need Toya to get her some business, which is why she's also trying to work in her husband's office, and that just tells me that she doesn't have a lot going on. Okay. So that's just my opinion on that. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Toya, but it just seems like this season she is trying extra hard to be in the spotlight. I've noticed this over the, past 4 episodes, including the one we just watched. And Mama Beast also said, I don't think these reality TV personalities don't understand the purpose is to show your life. Okay, so you have a problem with um hey Cece, thank you so much for being here, sis. So you have a problem with Phaedra not showing her life. And um that could have something to do with the fact that, after I guess this season or whatever the case may be, Phaedra will no longer be on this show. Maybe she realized herself that she's not a good fit. So maybe that's why she's moving on. And maybe she just doesn't feel the need to show her life on this show because again, I don't believe she has a lot in common with these ladies. I mean, they run with most of the same people, so that's a commonality, but she's not married to a doctor. She's not even married at all. So, that is, something that she does not share with these ladies. So they finally get to see their rooms, and the rooms look like a wagon, which I thought was very cute. And as you ladies know, this episode was filmed at the Westgate River Ranch Resort and Rodeo in Orlando, Florida. So these ladies are in my neck of the woods, and I will definitely be looking into that because I've always wanted to go glamping. So it's good to know that there's a location that I can go glamping really close to where I live. And Cece said, I think Bravo had already worked out a plan with Phaedra to show up on Married to Medicine, then move back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, Cece, you think that they already had this in the works and they were just kind of waiting on Candy to go away so that they could bring Phaedra back? Because I kind of believe that they were trying to wait Candy out because I believe Bravo felt like they were paying Candy just too much money and kind of like Phaedra, she wasn't bringing a whole lot to the table. So that is a good point, Cece. And Mama B said Quad's not married to a doctor either. She's not, but initially that was how she got on the show. So you are absolutely right. Quad is not married to a doctor. So that is a great point as well, Mama Bees. And yes, she's agreeing with Mama Bees that Quad is not married to medicine at all. And honestly, I think that Quad tried really hard to find a doctor initially, you know, when she knew that her and Dr. G was going to get a divorce. I think initially she tried to find a doctor, and that could have, that could be one of the reasons why she kept her man in the dark for so long. Like she said, she's been dating him for over a year, is because she didn't want to actually come out and confirm that she wasn't married to a doctor. That was just a thought um, right there. So again, they all see their room, which is, which looks like a wagon. And the rooms were nice and cozy. No TVs, of course, which when you camp, you shouldn't have all the comforts of home. So, I mean, in traditional camping, obviously there's no TVs. So it's good to know that even though you're glamping and everything is kind of luxurious, you still don't have the TV because that would take away from the whole experience because now you're in the room trying to watch TV. And the whole idea is for you to be outdoors, enjoying the scenery, fishing, whatever, the place has to offer and to not be in your room. So the room is supposed to be very basic. I learned that early on, going camping, that basically the traditional camping, there's nothing in that room but beds. Okay. Nothing but beds and one small table. And then the restrooms are outside and everybody uses the restroom outside. It takes some getting used to. If you've never been camping, the first time you go is definitely going to be a different experience. And Cece said, I wish they'd take more luxurious trips. This is a group of well heeled doctors. Cece, I was thinking the same thing. Like, why don't they go abroad, like to other countries? Like, they take very basic trips for this group to be made up of doctors. They do take very basic trips. Like, I was surprised when they went to North Carolina, although that's on my list of places to go. I was very surprised when they went there. Now they're in Florida. They take very basic trips. And Mama B says, I won't be going camping. Okay, so Mama B, she is not with the camping thing. Hey, Yana, thank you so much for being here. Yes. So with me having boys, the reason why I made it an annual trip for my sons is because I wanted them to be able to survive in any type of setting. Like sometimes when you give your kids too much, they don't know how to survive on very little. So I wanted them to be well rounded and know how to survive no matter what the situation was. But I totally get it. It's not for everybody. And I ended up getting my whole entire family into camping. One year I planned a trip where all of my family came. I have a niece that was born on the same day as my son. It's a long story. That'll be for a story time. They were born on the same exact date. I was actually late. I was 2 weeks late. My sister was 2 weeks early. We was pregnant at the same time. I know I say I might as well go ahead and talk about it. So anyway, she ended up having her baby before me, and she was actually in Gainesville, and she drove all the way to Orlando, Florida in labor to have her baby. So I went to the hospital. They were going to actually induce my labor that day anyway because I was 2 weeks late. So whether I went into labor or not, they were going to induce my labor. I was going to have my baby that day. So I went to the hospital to see her after she had her baby. And before I even left the hospital seeing her baby, I went in labor. So it all worked out and we ended up having our babies on the same day. She had a girl and I had a boy. And, we low key call them twins, even though, they're not. That's just our little joke within our family. And Cece said, I hate camping from my Girl Scout days. I had to go to Girl Scouts summer camp for 2 to 3 weeks in the summer. CC, that's probably where my love for camping started because I was definitely in brownies, Girl Scouts, cadets. Like I did the whole works, me and my sisters. So that's probably where it started. Hey, sound check Annette. Thank you so much for being here, sis. And Mama B says, I went to Camp Schmidt with my granddaughter. Not for me. There was too many bugs. Um, Um, I don't remember there being too many bugs. I guess maybe I was prepared for the bugs. I used to have a camping list that had absolutely everything that we would need going camping. And I kept that, list in my computer. So I made sure we had everything that we needed. And we always made campfire stew, which consists of everybody kind of brings canned good, and you just put everything in the pot, and it's just kind of like soup. And I want to say you put hamburger meat in there, and it's delicious. So I kind of had the camping thing down pat. So yeah. So I wasn't really worried about the bugs. Plus, if you light a fire, for the most part, it'll run the bugs away. Hey, somebody's mama. Thank you so much for being here, sis. Okay, so back to the girls married to medicine. So yes, the rooms were really cute. Everybody had their own personalized bottle of vodka. I want to say it was what kind of vodka was that? I can't remember, but anyway, in their room they each had their own personal bottle of vodka with their names on it. So Toya, Sweet Tea, Dr. Contessa, and even Dr. Heavenly, they all loved the setup, but it was the prissy biatches, Dr. Jackie and Quad, not so much. And of course, Phaedra was cool with everything because she helped plan this trip. I think she was supposed to be the host of the trip, so she was pretty good with everything. Plus, she has boys, so I'm sure at some point she's probably taking her boys camping. So Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie had a sidebar conversation, and Dr. Heavenly asked Dr. Jackie if she thought that Phaedra keeps them surface. And Dr. Jackie, said that she thinks that Phaedra is trying to figure everybody out. And Heavenly said she likes Phaedra, as a person, and she don't have any real issues with Phaedra. And Dr. Jackie she feels like Phaedra would let them in, maybe they could help her if, they were to just open up and, if she was to share some things with them that, they could probably help her with some things. But first of all, what makes them think that Phaedra needs their help? That's my question with anything. I mean, just because she said that, if she was on Married to Medicine, maybe she, would have been able to stay married. She did make that statement on one of the previous episodes, but I feel like she said that because there's a different dynamic when um I kind of feel like the Real Housewives of Atlanta girls are more into showing off and just, portraying this image of who has the most money, showboating, whatever the case may be. And on Married to Medicine, the girls just aren't that flashy. A couple of them know how to dress like, Quad and now Phaedra, but Simone is very, laid back. I mean, she doesn't really know how to dress. Dr. Contessa, I mean, they're just not a flashy group of ladies. I'll say that. And Mama B says Dr. Jackie was overdressed for every event. You got a good point there, Mama Bees. I normally like the way that um, Dr. Jackie dresses, and I said that, when I did a recap of the last episode, but you are absolutely right. I don't think that she knows how to dress down. So this was not this trip. She didn't have anything that she could possibly wear in her closet because she's so used to being so fancy. It was hard for her to be able to dress down. And Cece said they just want to be in Phaedra's business. They don't help each other and their actual friends. That's how I feel, Cece. That's exactly how I feel. They just want to know about Phaedra. And I think they kind of look at Phaedra like she's on a different level than them because, I mean, she's been, a reality TV star for a very long time, much longer than them, and I kind of feel like they look at Phaedra as a celebrity, in their eyes or whatever the case may be. So, again, I think, and this is just my own personal opinion, that Phaedra brings enough to the table. So there's really no need for her to have to do everything that these ladies have to do to be seen. Her reads are always right on point. She has quick comebacks, and, I think she has it. She has that star quality. And Soundcheck Annette says Phaedra doesn't need their help. Elaine, Quad, and Dr. Jackie can use some help. Okay, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. And quite honestly, everyone has their issues in life that they choose not to share. It's not just Phaedra. They share what they want to share. But on the outside looking in, the only thing Phaedra is missing is that special person to share her life with. Outside of that, she's good. But with that being said, when you don't mind getting out there and making your own money, you have more options and you don't have to settle. So, in my opinion, Phaedra has high standards and, she should have high standards. So, obviously, it's going to take her longer to find that special person. And truth be told, some men are intimidated by successful women. So I love the fact that Phaedra is not trying to run out there and get with a man and marry a man just so that she can have a husband on these reality TV shows. So now the ladies are all decked out in their country attire and they're going to the River Ranch Saloon. But Dr. Simone, she showed out with her outfit. To me, when they got ready to go to the saloon to learn the line dancing, she had the best outfit in the group. And I was shocked because for the most part, Simone don't know how to dress, her or Dr. Contessa. And Mama B says Phaedra knows how to get that bag. She sure does. Phaedra stays booked and busy. And like you said, Mama B's, Dr. Jackie's outfit was the least appropriate for the occasion. She had on white slingback heels. I think that's what you call those. Now, Phaedra is known for her booty shorts. So she didn't disappoint. And all of her ask me another questions was definitely out on display. So before they could even start, the fun of the evening, the mudslinging began. Hey, Sugar. Thank you so much for being here, sis. So the mudslinging began. And of course, we're not surprised about that. And like I said before, Toya is the one who initiated the conversation that started the drama. But Dr. Jackie was ready for her. She was like, you're not fixing to play with me, Toya. And she had a comeback for everything that Toya had to say. Okay. However, the intense emotions moved over to Dr. Heavenly and Sweet Tea, and they were going back and forth about their apologies or lack thereof that Dr. Heavenly gave to Sweet Tea. And Toxic Heavenly called Sweet Tea trash. Now, they kind of, I don't know if they cut that scene out, but Sweet Tea really didn't have a response when Dr. Heavenly called her trash. And calling somebody trash is one of the lowest things that you can say to a person. And I couldn't believe that Sweet Tea let that slide. But I kind of feel like that scene was edited to not show what Sweet Tea had to say when Dr. Heavenly called her trash, because that was very uncalled for. I mean, they haven't even been there a whole day, and she called Sweet Tea trash. Like, she is straight gutter with it. So at that point, the line dance instructor showed up. Thank God, because it was fixing to get real ugly. And ain't no telling where that conversation was getting ready to go. So it looked like the ladies, gave the line dancing their best shot, but looks like they were all struggling except for Sweet Tea, because obviously Sweet Tea is from Texas and she was right in her comfort zone. So, she was the one that set all that up for the line dancing. So she was kind of helping the instructor to teach the other ladies. And Sugar said, Dr. Heavenly is ridiculous. And I understand, she wants to get the ratings up and she wants, I guess to uphold her image of, being messy. But sometimes I just wish she would tone it down and let somebody else get some shine for a change. But it did look like the ladies had a good time. So, with the line dancing. So they headed back to their wagons, which is also known as their little cabins. And their dinner was delivered in brown paper bags. So Quiet stepped in to try to repair the relationship between Dr. Contessa and Dr. Heavenly. And I must say, even though she still has her issues with Simone, I was very proud of Quiet in that moment, you know, because she did say that her and Simone has to have a conversation, but she reminded Heavenly of how her and Dr. Contessa were really close at one point. Like they were so close that they probably talked on the phone at least 3 times a day. Like they shared a lot of things. Dr. Contessa used to call Heavenly a lot to talk about her husband, so she was like her listening ear. So Heavenly was like, I forgot about all of that stuff. So sometimes it's good to have a mediator, between friends to kind of remind you of what your relationship looked like before all the drama. So I think she really made Dr. Heavenly think about the fact that, at some point, Contessa and I were really good friends, and maybe we can have a conversation and get our friendship back to what it used to be. So, after that, the next day, they went horseback riding. They did the double dutch thing. They petted animals. They even petted pigs. Like, ew. But anyway, so these city girls were definitely soaking up the country atmosphere and just determined to have a good time. So it was good to see it. So after that, they got more brown bag lunches. And next up on the agenda, which is going to take place, I'm not sure if it was that same day or the next day, but Toya was in charge of their photo shoot. So all of the girls, were getting prepared to do their photo shoot. Of course, Toya was in charge, so she wanted to go to each one of the girls' rooms to see their outfit to make sure that she approved of all of the ladies' outfit. Like Toya was really serious about this photo shoot, and she was just so proud of herself for setting it all up, you know. And I think the only two people that she really approved of their outfits was, I think it was Phaedra and Simone. They got her approval. She totally did not like Jackie's outfit. And Sweet Tea, she was showing off too much assets, but it was nothing to see there. No shade. And Sugar said, did Dr. Heavenly make up with Contessa? Not yet, Sugar, but I have good hopes that they're going to make up because, Quad did um, she reminded Dr. Heavenly of, the good relationship that they had before the drama set in. And I believe what happened was Dr. Heavenly said that Dr. Contessa's husband was cheating. And that's part of the reason why their relationship deteriorated. Because Dr. Heavenly will accuse your man of cheating in a minute, but will not admit that her husband could possibly be cheating. So for the most part, that's usually when she fall out with the ladies when she accuses their husbands of cheating. Give me 1 second, guys. So let me see. And Sugar said Jackie's outfit be hit or miss. You know, last week, Sugar, I had shared that I really love the way that Dr. Jackie dresses. Plus, we have a similar body type. But I think she dresses very classy for her age. Is very age appropriate, very classy. So usually I like the way Dr. Jackie dresses, but I think that camping is not something that she would do on a normal basis. So I just feel like she really didn't have any camping attire, and I think she should have went shopping and got some more appropriate clothes. And Sugar also said, I hope they make up. It seemed like they had a good relationship. It does seem like they had a really good relationship. And like Dr. Contessa. Sometimes she's kind of quirky or whatever the case may be, but she says what she means and she means what she says. And she's a fun person. So I like her. And she's easy to get along with everybody. And Sugar said, facts, daddy not cheating. Exactly. Hey, Mosaic, thank you so much for being here. I think this is my first time seeing you. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. And Mosaic said, I think Dr. Jackie dresses the best out of everyone on that show. Two snaps. I feel the same way, Mosaic. I love the way she dresses. I just don't think that she had any attire that would be appropriate for this specific trip. And Mosaic also said, none of the women are fashionistas. Contessa, Toya, Heavenly, are tacky. You hit the nail on the head. I don't think none of those ladies can really dress. And she also said Quad is okay and for Atlanta, and Phaedra dresses like a grown up city girl. So I like the way Quad dresses as well. It's usually okay. I feel like Phaedra wears those booty shorts a little bit too much, and I know that she thinks she's fine as wine, and that's totally okay. But girl, I need you to wear something other than booty shorts, you know? So the ladies loaded back up on the golf cart after they got their little approval from Toya. So and they headed to the photo shoot. And that's pretty much the end of this episode. So I can't wait to watch the photo shoot. For whatever reason, I think that's going to be pretty interesting to watch that photo shoot play out. And I did not like the blonde wig that Contessa wore for the photo shoot. And for whatever reason, it looks like that Contessa always gets her outfits from what do you call that store? Party City, somewhere like that. Like, she could have really went to a wig store and got a nice blonde wig, but it looks like that wig came from Party City, somewhere like that. More like a costume wig. And Sugar said, do you ladies believe someone can dress well, but you don't like everything they wear? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that Quad dresses well, but I don't like everything she wears. Like I haven't always liked all of Quad's reunion looks, but I do think she dresses well, you know. But some of the ladies, they hardly ever get it right. Like Dr. Contessa, she hardly ever gets it right. Um, for the most part, Dr. Heavenly doesn't get it right. Every now and again, she'll luck up and get it right. And Mosaic says, Sugar, yes, it's about personal style. And she agreed. And she said, Party City. That's what it looked like. I'm sorry. And Sugar says, I agree. Jacket is the best dress, just not every dress. And Mosaic said Contessa should get inspo from Sierra. They have similar bodies and looks. That's a good idea. But I think the reason why I like Dr. Jackie's, the way she dressed, is because I think we're close in age. And, I think the way she dresses would be appropriate for me as well. So I think that's why I pay close attention to what she wears, is because she's close to my age. Like, I can't look at one of the younger girls like Sweet Tea and try to, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the reason why I focus more on Dr. Jackie and say, yeah, I like that, because I'm also envisioning myself with something similar on. And she said, yes, that's a great idea. So what did you ladies think about this week's episode? Did you like it? Would you go glamping? Like, what do you think about this week's episode? Because I know next week it's going to be lit. That's when the real drama is going to begin. They tried to play it cool, but these ladies can only be around each other for so long, maybe a day or two before the drama begins. And Mosaic said Dr. Jackie has a solid personal style. She knows what works for her body and her personality. That's why she always comes across as comfortable. Absolutely. I like the way you put that, Mosaic, because she does look very comfortable. Everything that I ain't gonna say everything, but most things that Dr. Heavenly have on, she looks uncomfortable. It looks like she's out of her comfort zone. Like maybe she's trying to fit in with what the other girls are wearing. But you're absolutely right about Dr. Jackie. She always looks comfortable in whatever it is that she has on. And Mosaic also said the episode was cutesy. Okay. And would any of you ladies go glamping? And Sugar says, I didn't watch the episode. I saw your live and jumped in. Okay. And would any of you ladies go glamping, or have you been glamping, or have you even just did the traditional camping? Now, even though I've been camping, I've never been camping in a tent outside of doing it right outside in the backyard. I have, done the camping thing in the backyard, but I don't think that I would sleep in a tent, you know, on a campground. Definitely love doing the cabin thing, but definitely not a tent. I've been camping, okay. And Sugar said I would go glamping, okay. And Mosaic said no glamping for me, but I can see how it's fun for some. Honey, I already done tried to look up that place where they went glamping. But for whatever reason, I had a hard time. I didn't spend too much time on it. I have, to go back in. I did pull the place up, but I was not able to see any pricing. So I'm gonna have to go back in. For some reason, they don't like to show a lot of prices on websites and things like that. So I'm gonna actually give them a call and just do some homework to see, how much, it would be to go glamping at that particular location since it's in my city. And Soundcheck Annette says, slept in a cabin, not a tent. Okay, exactly. I can't do the tent thing. And Mama B says, I give it a 7. So you did at least watch the episode, Mama Bees? And that's a low score. So I would give this episode maybe a 9. No glamping. And Sugar said, yes, no tents for me. Okay. Now, I have a question. I want to know, have any of you ladies, I think Mama B's did, watch the show The Later Daters? Because remember, I had planned on doing, some, what do you call it? Trivia on that show tomorrow, but I'm not going to do it if none of you ladies actually watch the show. And Mosaic said, I just want to be comfortable when I go on vacation. I'm not interested in doing too much, but I can see how it's fun, serves a purpose for those who want to explore in glam. Gotcha. Okay, so yes, Mama Bees has watched the show. Did you end up watching more of the episodes, Mama Bees, or just that? I think you said you watched maybe the first couple of episodes. So have you like watched all of the episodes, or you're still working on that? Because me myself, I'm still recuperating from my staycation, and yeah. So I'm not really, and plus this is kind of like the week before Christmas, so I'm gonna have to play it by ear to kind of see what when I'm gonna go live and what that's gonna look like. And Mosaic said the Later Daters is a cute show. I'm glad it wasn't rowdy. Okay, so Mosaic, you've seen it. I actually love the show Mosaic because it is hard after 40s, especially after 50s, to get back out there and date. So I think it's a perfect show. I hope they get picked up for another season. I will definitely be watching. And I love that show, honestly. I mean, if we can watch 100 dating shows with the younger crowd or generations, why not? Why can't we have, a dating show for older people, like especially 50 and older? So, yeah, I'm here for it. And Sugar said, the Later Daters, what network is that on? Mama Bees, isn't that on, I want to say Netflix. And Mama Bees can probably confirm that, but I believe it's Netflix. And Mosaic says, I appreciate how, for the most part, the daters stay true to who they are and what they are looking for. Exactly like the older lady. I believe she's in her 70s. Her guy that, she dated, they had to love the Georgia Bulldogs. And she was very adamant about that. And Sugar said, I would be interested in a show like that. Yes, Sugar, you would absolutely love the show. And Mama Bees did confirm that it's on Netflix. And what's also good about the show is they each, well, it's the same person, but they have a dating coach and she prepares them for the date and give them tips, after she gets to know them because she meets them in person, she gives them tips on the date. And then after they go on their date, she does a follow up with them to tell them what they could have done better and, give them ideas on what they can do moving forward. And not only that, they have their grown adult children involved in the process as well. So their grown adult children, gives feedback, with there's a black lady. She's absolutely beautiful. Her and her daughter look like they can be sisters. Her daughter actually chose the guy that she ended up almost falling in love, like love at first sight. So her daughter knows her type. So she was able to pick out the perfect guy for her mom to go on a date with. And it was instant. I mean, instant attraction. So nobody knows you better than your kids. And Mosaic said, it was refreshing to see a grown up approach to life and love. We need more of this variety. Absolutely. I totally agree, Mosaic. Like, I would not mind, instead of all of these other shows that have, like, one thing I don't like about Netflix, they have all of these dating shows, The Perfect Match, and a lot of these same people appear on all of these different shows. Like, can we at least get a different group of people? Like, all of these people end up knowing each other's because they've all been on different shows and they met on different shows. And Sugar also agrees with that. So yes, I think I'm going to hold off because I decided I could review the later daters or I can do some trivia. I think doing trivia would give it a different spin, but I need more of you guys to actually watch the show. So hopefully, I'll get a few more people to actually watch the show and we'll do some fun trivia on the show and maybe even, have a cash gift. So, go watch the show. I promise you, you'll like it. If you like any of those other dating shows, you will definitely like this show. It's definitely relatable, and we need more of that. And Mosaic said, I also really appreciate that the competition group setting was removed. Exactly. That's a good point. It really helped with the date dynamics and authenticity. Oh, I can't say that word. Authenticity of each date. You're absolutely right. I didn't even think about it like that, but that is absolutely true. And it really helps to help, the daters find true love. It's hard to find true love when it's actually a competition because you're gonna fake it just because you want to win. But when you take the you know competition aspect out of it, then you're able to really focus and find true love. And I believe that if nobody else, I believe that the beautiful black lady that's on the show is going to find true love. And Sugar says, I binge watch it. Oh, I'll binge watch it this weekend. Gotcha. Please do, Sugar. And she says that she agrees. Alrighty. So, guys, that is going to conclude my recap of Married to Medicine. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I thank each and every one of you for being here. And if you haven't done so already, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. And Sugar said, I mean, I will binge watch it this weekend. I knew what you were trying to say, Sugar. Um, and if you're watching the replay, please drop down in the comments and leave some feedback and let me know what you thought about this week's episode of Married to Medicine. And with friends like that, who needs enemies? And Sugar says, yeah, have a great day. And Mosaic says, thank you. This was lovely. Thank you, Mosaic, for being here. And again, thank you guys so much for watching and bye for now.